But them probably seeing you grow up, they just got like, you can't be you.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused.
Alright, cool, that cool, but you ain't gotta go rewrite stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're giving people the perspective of something that you and I know it's not. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's rewriting that make what I say not credible.
Okay, yeah.
That's what making what I say not credible. Because what I'm saying is, if you say, nah, you...
King Harris just shook the culture in a way nobody saw coming, and the drama is only getting wilder by the day. The newest whispers floating around the streets claim that I might not even be King's biological father. Now that's a bombshell nobody expected. This rumor erupted right after father and son went at it in public during an Atlanta Falcons game. Can you picture it? One of hip-hop's most famous families, unraveling through fights, live streams, and jaw-dropping revelations that keep people glued to their screens. It all popped off when King, already infamous for his hot temper, was caught on Instagram Live, screaming back and forth with a man in the stands. Instead of cooling off, he doubled down, shouting, "I stand on business," like he had something to prove to the entire world. But I wasn't having any of it. The rap legend stormed in, shutting his son down and telling him straight up he was embarrassing the family by doing too much. The tension went nuclear when T.I. physically put King in a headlock right there in front of everybody, a move that screamed, "I run this house." Hours later, King came back swinging on Instagram, blasting his dad with lines like, "I don't care who you are, I'm a grown man." Now, if I was a mistake, say that. That raw confession had fans spinning. Was this just another spoiled celebrity kid throwing a tantrum, or was King exposing a dark family truth? The internet can't stop debating. And remember, this ain't even King's first scandal. People still haven't forgotten when he went viral for disrespecting Waffle House employees, talking down to them like he was untouchable, showing that this kid stays in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Just because his dad is T.I., shockingly, the rapper defended his son's reckless behavior instead of holding him accountable. And that only added fuel to King's image as the ultimate entitled celebrity kid. Fans couldn't believe it, calling T.I. out for enabling the chaos. "Come get me from my grandma house," King shouted, before diving headfirst into yet another controversy. This time, it was with a homeless man. King bet him $50 to eat a banned chip with no water for 5 minutes. The man was clearly in pain, coughing and struggling, but instead of showing an ounce of empathy, King laughed and turned it into a circus. The internet dragged him like crazy, but King doubled down, refusing to apologize and acting like he was too important to ever admit fault. Then, right after his Falcons game meltdown, he went even further, accusing T.I. of abandoning him in the hood and even mistreating him. At first, fans wrote it off as clout chasing, since King was raised by a millionaire father living behind gates. But the story took a sharp twist when receipts surfaced, revealing King actually spent most of his childhood living with his grandmother in the hood. Even though his parents had stacks of money, King wasn't really raised under T.Y.'s roof. He stood out from the neighborhood kids only because he was spoiled with expensive clothes and toys. But the reality was, he wasn't living the picture-perfect mansion life people imagined. In fact, King himself admitted he only really saw his dad when it was time to film the family's reality show Family Hustle. And once the cameras cut off, he went straight back to his grandma's house. Reports even claim he wasn't alone. None of T.I.'s kids actually lived with him full-time. And that revelation shook fans to the core. They just showed up for the cameras. Even Zonique, Tiny's daughter, admitted she mostly lived with her grandmother while T.I. and Tiny were busy jet-setting and living it up. With that revelation, fans started dragging T.I. hard, accusing him of neglecting his kids in private while selling a picture-perfect family on TV. And then came the real bombshell, whispers that King had confided to friends that T.I. wasn't his biological father at all. According to the rumors, that's why King gets so furious whenever T.I. tries to show him love in public. It feels fake, because behind closed doors, their bond just isn't the same. The internet ate that theory up. Adding gasoline to the fire, photos of a man named B. Anthony exploded online, and fans immediately pointed out the uncanny resemblance between him and King. The speculation got wild fast, with people asking if Tiny ever had ties to Anthony, and whether this man could secretly be King's real father. Suddenly, this wasn't just celebrity gossip. It was a full-blown identity scandal. What looked like the tantrums of a rebellious son quickly turned into something deeper. Family secrets, hidden truths, and a young man who feels like an outsider in his own home, despite being born into hip-hop royalty. That's the real tragedy. King might be surrounded by money, fame, and cameras, but growing up split between his grandma's house in the hood and his parents' flashy spotlight left scars that money can't heal. Now the storyline sounds less like a kid acting out and more like a messy, unscripted reality show unfolding in real life. After that Falcons game clash, the focus shifted from spoiled celebrity kid to broken family secrets, and the internet just can't stop dissecting every detail. King's claim that he was left behind in the hood while his dad enjoyed a luxury lifestyle has people completely split. On one side, fans insist he's exaggerating, trying to sell himself as a street-bred underdog to boost his rap image. But on the other side, footage and family testimonies tell another story that's way harder to ignore. The truth is, King really did spend most of his childhood at his grandmother's house in the hood, while his connection with T.I. felt more like a stage TV moment than a real father-son bond. That alone created plenty of tension. But throw in the whispers that T.I. might not even be his biological father, and suddenly it's not just drama, it's a full-blown scandal shaking hip-hop royalty.
Ooh, but you ain't gotta go rewrite stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're giving people the perspective of something that you and I know it's not. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's rewriting that make what I say not credible.
Okay, yeah.
That's what making what I say not credible. Because what I'm saying is, if you say, nah, you grew up in a big mansion, and I'd be like, bruh, you know I was at my grandma's house, so why you even say, this shouldn't, we can just leave it, like, this ain't even nothing to kick up. Like, what are we talking about? So it's just like, that was the argument, and that was the frustration between us, because it's like, he had a goal, I had a different goal. If, let's just say, a nigga say, I'm the best football player. Mm-hmm. And his mama said, boy, you ain't never played football a day in your life. But everybody else, it's a couple people locals that know, like, nah, he played football. What is mama talking about? And then everybody else like, nah, you don't play football. So every time football get brought up, bro, your mama said you don't play football. Okay. Your mama said you don't play football.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anytime I say something about football, you think I'm lying, because my mama said I don't play football, and I be out here playing football. So it's like, that was just the understanding that we had to get, and we got the understanding. We definitely got the understanding. It took a couple bumps in the road, right? But it come with it, and you know what I'm saying? I don't look at nobody different for the bumps that come in the road.
King's outbursts hit different now. When he blasted T.I. with lines like, "Stop making the world think you with me when you don't," it suddenly felt less like teenage rebellion and more like a son exposing a painful family truth. And internet detectives wasted no time jumping in, pulling up photos of B. Anthony next to King Harris. And the resemblance was so strong, fans flooded timelines with side-by-side shots captioned, "Y'all telling me this ain't King's real daddy?" The comments went crazy. But here's the wildest twist. Tiny, King's mom, has never once stepped forward to shut these rumors down. Her silence only poured gas on the fire. If she had delivered a strong denial, maybe the whispers would have died out. But by saying nothing, she left the speculation running unchecked and unstoppable. Meanwhile, King keeps digging himself deeper with the way he acts out in public. From belittling Waffle House workers to mocking a homeless man with that cruel chip challenge, his behavior makes him look less like a misunderstood young man searching for identity, and more like a reckless kid chasing attention just to spark buzz for his rap career. But others argue this isn't just bad behavior. It's pain spilling out from growing up without a stable father figure, pain from constantly trying to prove he's tough enough to stand on his own. You can feel that inner conflict every time King yells, "I stand on business," like it's not just a phrase, but a shield he hides behind. It's almost like he's begging for respect, not only from the streets, but from his own father. That Falcons game made it crystal clear. King shouting, T.I. checking him, then the infamous headlock that instantly turned into the meme of the week. To the public, it looked like discipline gone wrong, but to King, it felt like humiliation, plain and simple. That's why his Instagram rant afterward hit so hard. He basically told the world he feels like a mistake. A child only acknowledged when the cameras were rolling, not because of real love. And he's not alone. Zonique once admitted she stayed with her grandma because T.I. and Tiny were always too busy traveling. That paints a brutal picture of parents building their empire while their kids figured life out without steady guidance. Fans who grew up watching Family Hustle are now realizing the happy family they saw on VH1 may have been smoke and mirrors all along, and that stings because people believed in that image for years. What really takes it to another level is T.Y.'s own behavior. Sometimes he defends King, like during the Waffle House fiasco, brushing off his son's disrespect as if it was nothing. Other times, he publicly checks him, like at that Falcons game, leaving King feeling singled out and embarrassed in front of millions. That inconsistency makes the rift even bigger. And when you add in the paternity rumors, every hug T.I. gives King on camera suddenly feels suspicious to critics. They say it's fake affection. And when King lashes out, they say he's exposing the truth his father won't admit. It's a toxic cycle of mistrust that keeps spilling out online for everyone to watch, and the rap community is paying attention. King's rap career is being swallowed by all this family drama. Instead of people talking about his bars, they're arguing about whether he's really from the streets, or just another entitled kid living off a famous last name. And now the question people can't stop asking, whether T.I. is even King's real father. The skepticism is so loud it's shaping King's entire image before his music can even breathe. Some say this is the curse of being born into celebrity bloodlines. No matter what you do, the public already has your story written for you. But in King's case, the script isn't about privilege. It's about betrayal, absent parenting, and questions of identity. That's crushing weight for a young artist still trying to carve out his own lane. So where does King Harris go from here? His story is no longer just messy family drama. It's a full-on case study of what happens when fame, money, and broken bonds crash into each other at the same time. On paper, King should have had a dream life. A legendary rapper as a dad, a successful singer as a mom, and a last name that carries weight across the entire culture. But the reality? It paints something way darker. King grew up split between two worlds, the hood with his grandmother and the flashy spotlight of T.Y. and Tiny's fame. That constant back and forth left him with an identity crisis that refuses to stay hidden. One day he's bragging about being a rapper's son, the next he's pushing hard to convince the world he's a product of the struggle. That contradiction confuses fans, but it also exposes why King lashes out so often. He's desperate to create a narrative that feels real to him, even if it doesn't match the lifestyle people assume he had. And here's the kicker. This might be why he's addicted to chaos. Conflict keeps all eyes on him while he figures out who he really is. But let's not dodge the elephant in the room. The rumor that T.I. might not even be his biological father. Whether it's true or not, it already shapes how people see their every move. Each hug, each argument, every Instagram rant, fans filter it all through a lens of doubt. And if King really feels deep down that T.I. isn't his dad, then his rebellion looks less like immaturity and way more like years of resentment finally exploding in public. Think about it. Growing up with the world praising T.I. as your father, while secretly feeling abandoned and neglected behind the scenes, is enough to fuel the kind of rage we keep seeing from King. The viral comparisons between King and B. Anthony only poured gasoline on the fire, giving fans what they see as proof to rally behind. And in today's internet culture, once people latch onto a theory, it spreads like wildfire and becomes nearly impossible to kill. For King, that means every single move he makes gets dissected. Not just as a young rapper trying to blow up, but as a son trapped inside a messy family secret that refuses to stay buried. That's heavy baggage for anyone to carry, especially someone still trying to carve out his own identity in the music game. But here's the twist. Sometimes scandals like this don't destroy artists. They make them. Some artists take controversy and flip it into fuel, turning pain into powerful art that connects with fans who crave raw truth. If King leans into his real story, whether it's growing up outside his father's presence, battling abandonment, or demanding respect he never got, he could turn his wounds into a sound that sets him apart. Fans respect authenticity, and King has the chance to turn his scars into his weapon. But here's the danger. If he keeps moving recklessly, clowning workers, mocking the homeless, and chasing clout instead of respect, his whole image could collapse before his music even gets a real shot. The industry might love controversy, but it also loves consistency. And if King doesn't balance his chaos with truth, he risks becoming a cautionary tale instead of a success story. Right now, King Harris is standing at a dangerous crossroads. He can either end up as just another celebrity kid remembered for scandals, or he can flip the script and rise above the chaos, finally earning respect for his talent. And let's be clear, T.I. has a role to play too. If he truly wants to repair things with King, it can't just be for the cameras. The headlocks, the public discipline, the staged moments on TV, they only cut the wounds deeper. What King really seems to crave is consistency, love, and guidance off camera. Not empty gestures for the world to watch, but the kind of presence that proves a father is there no matter what. Whether T.I. is his biological father or not, this is bigger than DNA. A real father-son bond isn't about blood, it's about trust, respect, and being present when it counts. Until that happens, the drama won't stop boiling. The headlines will keep coming and fans will stay locked in because this story is raw, unpredictable, and dripping with secrets. The Harris family may have once tried to paint a picture-perfect image for TV, but now the cracks are wide open for the world to see. King's future hangs in the balance. Will he become a respected artist who uses his pain to fuel greatness? Or will he be remembered as another cautionary tale of fame, family, and broken bonds? One thing's certain, this won't be the last time we hear about King Harris, T.I., and the family drama that refuses to stay behind closed doors. So what do you think? Is King's behavior just reckless rebellion or a real cry for help? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your people. And I'll see you on the next one.